Hi, my name is Joshua Franklin. This is the final project for Intro to Computer Systems 110. So I chose Google Sites. It had everything we needed to host a wiki while also being free. So that was a huge deciding factor in choosing this one. I chose a darker theme just to kind of reflect the topic that we're talking about. Also, make it a little bit more easier to read with the white lettering with a darker background. Um, Also, the layout of the home page and every other page, as well as the reference page, they're organized just for a little bit better accessibility and things like that. So getting started on the home page here, we have a large banner, simply says cloud computing, just to kind of let you know what we're talking about, what our topic is. What is cloud computing, with kind of a thesis statement here. Um, Very short video, just kind of describing the cloud from YouTube. And then here we have a section of getting to know the team, where we each kind of put something about ourselves, what we're in school for, what we're going for, and for instance, what I'm in. I'm a security officer in Lancaster General Health, and again, Anthony here is a returning student from the workforce. So just a little bit about ourselves. Moving on to the first main page, which is current cloud computing service models. Just some highlight, just to highlight some key points on this page. There are several different service models for cloud computing, each with their own capabilities, and they're listed here. The first one being infrastructure as a service. The second is a platform as a service. Third, software as a service, and the last one is function as a service. Infrastructure as a service provides users with access to virtualized computing resources, and they can manage their own applications software on the infrastructure. Platform as a service is a platform for developing, testing, and deploying applications. The cloud service provider manages the infrastructure, so the user can focus on building and running their applications. Software as a service allows users to access software applications hosted on the cloud on the provider servers, so they don't have any need of actually installing the applications on their computer. Function as a service, it's known as serverless computing, where users only pay for the amount of compute time they use rather than managing and paying for a whole server. The cloud provider manages the infrastructure on this as well, and they execute codes in response to triggers. So choosing the right service model depends on really the user's needs. The next page is history of cloud computing. So again, similar layout. Some key points for this one is the conceptualization of cloud computing traces its roots back to decades before its actual creation. Here's a picture of MIT professor John McCarthy. He was actually one of the people involved in coining the term artificial intelligence, and he had a theory which was called the theory of time sharing. He wanted to encourage everybody to have access to computers. This is a picture of John C.R. Licklider. In 1962, he, as the director of DARPA, was responsible for presenting MIT $2 million to allow 2 or more people to use a computer simultaneously. He also had an idea called the Intergalactic Computer Network, where he wanted people to be able to access information through computers all across the world. And then here we have big name companies such as IBM, Intel, and Xerox made strides that allowed interconnectivity and made virtuality a reality through the 1960s, the 70s, and the 80s. And Google and Amazon were early pioneers in the cloud computing sphere. We have a nice infographic down here, as well as a YouTube video on the history of cloud computing. The next page is cloud backup and disaster recovery. Cloud backup is a way to protect your files. It's uploading them to a remote server, and this actually can really help with preventing a disastrous loss of critical data. It's beneficial not only for businesses, but also personal use as well. And again, nice infographic here, and I like this large quote that Liliana put up. Next page is cloud storage and data management. This is talking about, it's referring to a model of computer data where the data is stored over the internet with a company that hosts their own server. And again, nice infograph as well as a YouTube video. And here you can see the pros and cons of cloud storage, each listed in their own respective category. The next page is pros and cons of cloud computing. This is my page. I thought it would be nice to have each pros and cons hidden, where you can just click on each pro and kind of learn more. So the pros, for instance, are ease of backup and recovery, ease of information, ease of access to information, cost efficiency, and storage capacity. Click on each one and it reveals more information. The cons are here as well: technical difficulty, security, and they're prone to attack. Again, just talking about the issues that you may have with cloud computing. And I linked a YouTube video here at the bottom. Careers in education and cloud computing. There are many different careers available regarding cloud computing, and there is a potential to earn as much as $175,000 with the correct experience in education. The average yearly salary, though, is around $118,500, which is still very good. With the correct mindset, drive, and knowledge, it is possible to rise quickly in this career field. Some careers in this field include administration, support engineer, security analyst, network engineering consultant. A bachelor's degree in information technology is a preferred education requirement to get started in this career. This page is about the future of green cloud computing. The cloud computing industry has several initiatives aimed at reducing its carbon footprint. And these are energy efficient data centers, where they're investing in energy efficient data centers to consume less power, use tech like virtualization, power management, and renewable energy sources like solar and wind. They're also focusing on carbon offsetting, again, investing in those renewable energy projects to kind of offset emissions as well as purchasing carbon credits. Another initiative being cloud resource optimization, where they're optimizing the resources to reduce the amount of energy needed to run data centers, including more efficient hardware and consolidating workloads and reducing idle time. Green data center design, they're designing their centers, evolving to reduce energy consumption, for instance, to take advantage of natural cooling, use more efficient lighting, and collect rainwater to reduce water usage. Encouraging sustainable practices. They're offering services to customers to reduce energy consumption. So this will aid the cloud computing industry to become more environmentally sustainable. The next page is the environmental impact, the economic impact of cloud computing. So cloud computing is good for the economy. It's a money saver for businesses. It offsets the cost of having their own server closets. It saves companies from having to purchase, again, large amounts of physical storage, and it creates jobs in the information technology field. The next page is future of cloud computing. Again, this is my page. I'm just talking about kind of the future of cloud computing, more business related. I'm here citing Carol Carpenter. She's the VP of Cloud Product Marketing. They did a survey with right here 1,100 business and IT decision makers, where they already felt that cloud computing was a large portion of their business. It was a major component of their business technology. And it says here in the next 10 years, it will move to the forefront. Cloud computing will also become more of a revenue driver in the future as well. A whopping 79% of survey respondents, they already consider it an important driver of revenue growth. So it's exciting to see what will happen with it over the next 10 years. And again, a YouTube video here just talking about the future of the cloud. The next page is cloud security and compliance. It's key in the management of cloud computing. Without proper security and regulation, users' personal data is at risk, not just for personal, but also for businesses. And the failure to comply with these regulations and compliance standards can result in hefty fines. It's kind of talked about, 10 million euros or 2% of a firm's annual revenue. That's nothing to laugh at there. The next page is cloud performance and monitoring. This is it's a method of reviewing, observing, and managing the operational workflow in a cloud-based IT infrastructure. Also, monitoring performance of the cloud is very important. Failure to monitor service could result in some worst case scenarios, such as service shutdown and hardware failure. But to mitigate this, there is software available to handle a lot of the monitoring. So nice infographic here, and 3 different types of cloud monitoring depending on what best suits the needs of the organization. The next page and last information page is the cloud vendor management systems. Vendor management system, or VMS, it's used to strategically manage the relationships with vendors and service providers. It also allows information for these vendors and service providers to be accessed to a centralized hub. It's also ever changing to adapt to the needs of the users. And again, nice infographic, video, common types of cloud-based VMSs, benefits of using cloud-based VMS as well. The last page is the API reference page, put in alphabetical order, and everybody contributed to this.